Conspiracies have gone mainstream, as predicted by this channel from a long time ago. And this Charlie Kirk event is kind of like the flashpoint of all of them, the culmination. And when you look into the conspiracies, you can see whatever you want. And there's already a million of them. It's only been 2 weeks. There was even some, moments after it happened, the body's still warm and everything. But we're going to get into all this and more right here tonight on Drew World Order Live.
Say.
A new world order.
New world order.
A new world order.
The new world order.
A new world order.
A new world order.
The new world order.
New world order. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of unreality. Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of...
How do we stop, Ben? There we go. What's up, y'all? It is your boy, Drew. Checking out that Drew World Order Live 2025. I was trying to add that Benton clip at the last second there. We'll get into all this and more tonight. Hold on. You guys don't need to see my face this big. This Charlie Kirk, man, I hope I illustrated this properly with the thumbnail. And the reason I wanted this Benton clip in here tonight is because I believe Benton, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Benton coined this phrase that he's like those old choose your own adventure books. he said these conspiracies nowadays are basically choose your own conspiracy. You can go down any rabbit hole. There's going to be evidence for anything. Oh, excuse me. Anything you see, you'll be able to go down any rabbit hole, and you see it perfectly with this. That's what I illustrated with this thumbnail here. We'll get into a few of these, and it's the furry shooter on the roof. That's the mainstream narrative. And I talked to somebody at my work, somebody you would call a turbo normie, an NPC even, and even they were like, "Yo, this doesn't add up. How is he on the roof? How can he see through the canopy?" So to the turbo normie, this guy's the patsy. It's so bad on purpose. Shout out to Quantum of Conscience. It's bad on purpose. Pissed on breadcrumbs so that you don't believe the official story. So now you can get lost in the sauce and you can travel down infinite number of rabbit holes. Excuse me. And you got to remember, we're only 2 weeks into this. This is going to be the rest of your life. Just like 9/11 or JFK, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, there's going to be more and more different video angles from the shot. There's a new angle released, and this shows this and this new information here, and now that leads to this is the new shooter. And I said early on, eventually it's going to be the wife did it. That's already the one that's trending now. The wife did it. That you got insane amount of them, and I'll kind of pull some of them up. You got he's a hologram. There's a different shooter from the other side that's represented by this guy on the top above my head right here. There's another shooter from the other side in front of a bush. There's a trap door. Someone pops out of the trap door, like right up here by his head. And this is mainstream shit, bro. Like, this is Candace Owens talking about the trap door. Did somebody pop out of a trap door underneath? Like, people are talking about this. This is kind of hard for people that are here that have been with this channel for a long time and or just looked into conspiracies in general for a long time, is to see these people go into it. And it's like Fisher Price, my first conspiracy for them. It's like, there's no way you can kind of like shepherd them out of that rabbit hole or anything like that. And ultimately, to me, this proves the basis of what I've been talking about for a long time, where I say the conspiracy itself is the conspiracy. So there's a subset of people that the media cannot get with, like sports or, television shows, dramas, any of this other stuff that like the normies are into. But then these same people, and I'm one of them included, so I'm not, I'm like judging anyone or anything like that, but we'll go and like spurg out on these rabbit holes. We'll just go deep and like deeper and deeper all night long, right? Like, I'm all about it, dude. Took me so long to like gain the understanding, and probably a lot of you guys too, to realize you're in this messed up system, and there's a lot of, from birth, basically, you've been programmed since Sesame Street and everything. Everything's just been different layers of programming, and to like deprogram yourself and to get into that. Such a long process that I think you get addicted to the process. I know that I definitely do. And this is like the ultimate. I don't know if you'd consider this doom gooning. We talked about, that's the term, doom gooning, where we're just waiting for that next 9/11. This one's kind of right up there. I think the difference is this guy's, he's not a politician. He's not anything, but that makes it even more doom gooning, because he's just basically he's an influencer, right? He's an online influencer. And that way, even your grandma on TikTok, who maybe she doesn't even love Trump, but she hates, or she thinks Democrats have gone too far or something. So maybe she's slightly leaning towards Trump or something. Hey, your grandma's got a TikTok, so she's an influencer. So this could have been her. Like, that's kind of how it's positioned. And then they even have Sam Hyde come out and say, hey, this could be, or this is you. I think that's how he labeled it. This is you. They want you dead, just for not agreeing with them. And to blame it all on the lunatic left, basically. Ancient Waves said doom gooning Doom edging to Goonie pipeline. Yeah, and it's like this one has been nonstop. So that this event elevated this guy from, I'd call him almost a C tier influencer, maybe B tier. You know, if you got like Alex Jones and all these other guys in the A tier, and this guy at very least B or C tier level guy, and now he's like A plus plus. This is dominated the news. It's literally changed the culture in 2 weeks. Now people are canceling. The rights flipped the switch, and now they're canceling people and everything over it. This is a major thing. And to me, it just shows though, like how the pissed on breadcrumbs, in my opinion, are laid out there on purpose for you to go down the rabbit holes. And ultimately, I think what they want is they just want you to obviously like pay attention to it and invest time into it, because what they're trying to keep you from doing, in my opinion, is just taking your kids fishing, reading a book, going for a walk in the park, just any of these like basic human things that people are, you know, supposed to be doing. It's like, and now instead you're glued to the phone, you got your head down, like bent down, looking at the phone, and spurging out to who did it. Was it there's a shooter over on this side or this side? Was the camera the gun or whatever? And again, we're only 2 weeks in. This is going to exponentially multiply over the years. It's going to be eventually we'll get to the wife shot him from the damn crowd, and the child was the gun or something. I mean, it's absurd already. How is that any different? But man, let me pull up some of these main ones that are in the zeitgeist already. I got a few of them laid out, ready to go through them a little bit. Some of these ones that are on the cover. And give me 1 second here so I can get this screen up on here. I appreciate everyone that's here. Ooh, there he is. Hold on, one more time.
Realistic notions of unreality. Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of unreality.
Anytime we get a reality breakdown, anytime we get a synchronicity on here, I was trying to have it so I could press the button and this guy would pop up, but I have to have it on a web page because I didn't think of it till too late. So any synchronicity, any reality breakdown, we're hitting this button.
Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of unreality.
You can tell he's so proud of that. Shout out to Ben and shout out to Benton, because I do believe he is the one that said first, it's choose your own conspiracy. You can go down any rabbit hole you want. So let's go. Here, this was the one in the top left corner of the thumbnail. This guy here on the top left. I don't know if you can see my cursor, probably not. But Range Day Bro is the name of this channel. And I saw this one was sent to me. So remember, nothing goes viral unless they want it to go viral. They can choke out any video they want. Or they can push it out to millions of feeds. Once, you know, X number, 5% of people are going to click it if you put it in millions and millions and millions of people's feeds. And yeah, it's going to start gaining traction. So this guy's name was Range Day Bro. Never heard of him. But 6 million views in 5 days on this video here. I saw it early in the morning, I think, when it dropped, and it had maybe like 800,000 views, like right off the bat. And then later that night, I saw it again. It was at like 2.5 million views on the first day. But basically, he's saying he has conclusive proof here. It's literally what he says.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have acquired proof that the FBI's official story is
this Donut? I think this looks like our boy Donut here.
Is false, whether knowingly or unknowingly. We're going to have an entire monologue and talk about a lot of these things after I show you this. But if you take nothing else away from this video, you need to see this.
He's showing
and in that video you can see the same
think there's a little muzzle flash or a flash. You can't say a muzzle flash. There's some,
what appears to be
like a little light or something, you know, pinpoint of
a
light.
bullet coming down.
Now that's a bullet, that little light you saw. And then
Look at this photo next. This guy's talking about this bush up here in the top left of this photo, and he zooms in on it, and he's stating that it does
here's a bush.
look suspicious. It does look.
This right here looks suspicious. To me, this looks like, remember the little aliens that would come down in Space Invaders? It's just little pixels. A little alien would come out. It's kind of shaped like it's literally what it looks like.
Suspicious. It looks like there is a person right here, and it looks like there is a rifle right here that the person is holding.
So this becomes this somehow. If you never saw this, if this guy never overlaid this on here, I don't know how many people would, you know, maybe 1 out of 1,000 people might think that's this. But when he lays this over here, now you get 6 million views. 6 million, coincidentally, huh? Crazy. And this guy, Range Day, bro. Hold on a second. We're going to go over here to the anagram. We're going to go over here to the anagram channel. Range Day, bro. Range Day, bro. Look at all this. Definitely something going on with this name. The Range Day, bro. Gonad. An organ derby. Damn, there's mad. Definitely something there. Need more time to go through that one. This was the one, I don't know, 6 million views. That means people at your work have even seen this. People are talking about this because even, like I said, the Turbo Normie doesn't believe the official story. The official story is literally bad on purpose. They made it bad so you wouldn't believe it. It's not meant to be believed. Another one you guys have probably seen, and that's the one on the thumbnail here. This guy next to him on the right. The guy that touches his sleeve right when it happens. So this one's crazy. It's they say this guy has a little, so right above where my head is here, that in between his hands there's a little palm gun. And this guy just like 360 no scope just pops him perfectly with this type of device right here. It doesn't aim or anything, just right on the money. And then he tucks it because his hand kind of goes out of sight. They say he tucks it. Now, this theory may have started somewhere else, but the main source of this theory, or the main traction it's getting off of X, is from former WWF wrestler Val Venus. If you remember this guy, let's see if I can get a gif of him. You might remember him. He was an adult film star in the Attitude Era, and he came out and he did the ravishing Rick Rude, like little hip shake thing. The hello, ladies. Val Venus. This is literally the source of this. maybe not the original source, but this is what amplified it and made it go viral, this one. Val Venus. If you look at Val Venus's post history too, he's posted all kinds of crazy shit. He posts flat earth. He posts Q-tard shit. He posts like obvious misinformation shit, like the type of shit you see, like that the Pope was arrested for child trafficking and shit, like, you know, when you see those little ones that come out, he like reposts that shit. So I mean, he's one of us, right? Like, I can't be mad at him. But at the same time, like, he's not like double checking it. He's just kind of posting the meme. He's the type of guy, I don't know if he specifically posted this one, but he's the type of guy that would have posted the one that was like the new King of England, or the real King of England was this King George guy, or whatever the hell that guy's name was when that little meme was going around, and he had that title to the official King of England. He was going to come out. And if you guys have no idea what I was talking about, that was like a huge thing in like truther conspiracy circles for like a couple weeks, and all these people were reposting it like, this guy's the real King of England. He has the real bloodline and all this. It's so dumb. See if I can even play this one. I don't know how far I can go on the playing shit here. The guy kind of goes like that. And because there's a slight space between his fingers, then he's got a palm pistol gun. And he's not even looking at him and literally just turns and hits him. And that's where this is coming. And then they say he tucks it. If you kind of see, his hand just kind of goes back down. Crazy. To me, this one's pretty dumb, actually. Like, to think that this guy could be involved. And I said early on, he does something that could trigger this event to happen, right? Like, and we'll get into that too later, but that's one of the main ones going around, is that one. The palm gun. And then these people get fixated on it, because then it becomes like confirmation bias. So they see this and they just believe it instantly. They're kind of led that way because they read the post first and then they believe it, and then they try to build their whole theory around this. And all the theories really is confirmation bias. They buy into one and then they work backwards from there and try to fit everything into that conspiracy theory is the one that is the real one. That's the real shooter.
Violence. Great. Counting gang violence. Great.
He does have a very weird reaction though, right? Like, he definitely has to be involved. Even if it's the whole thing's a stage drama and everything, then this guy's put there as like a red herring or something. Because of his, it's like, loves it. Okay, hold on. How many of these tabs do I have opened up the same thing? The other theory that's coming around here, a mainstream thing here, the trap door. So underneath his feet here, there's a trap door. So the shooter maybe pops out of the trap door or something. And yeah, this is Candace Owens is one of the main ones pushing this theory right now. So shout out to the chat, man. If you guys could do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me. I'm trying to see how many people are up in here. Got 103 people in here. That's big ball of shit. Let's go. So now we're trapdooring it. We got subterranean, reptilian, lizard people that are involved with this. It's just like, it's Jack Ruby, David Polk says. Yeah, and the shooter, right, is just like Lee Harvey Oswald. They kind of like reframe that whole thing. Kevin Mooring said, where'd it go? Or sorry, it's not Kevin Mooring, just Kevin. Kevin says, I think 80% of the crowd could be in it, and that's possible. All you really need is the main people that are in front of those main camera angles that you see. There was the main camera angle everyone saw at first. Now today they released a new one which reveals more. And like there was another one from the side. Like if you could just have that very front, maybe like 10 people deep, not even, maybe like 5 or 6 people deep, like around. If you could just have that perimeter covered, that's really all you'd need. You don't need all these onlookers from way in the nosebleeds and stuff. They don't need to be in on it. And I know most people here, maybe not most, but a good portion of the people here are in the fake and gay crowd, that everything's fake and gay, and that it's basically like an illusion, like a magic trick. We'll get into that later too. Right now, I just want to cover some of these that are mainstreaming it. Here's another one. Wow, is that another trap door hidden by grass? No wonder they covered it up so fast. So they did, after the shooting, come and paved right over this, just like 9/11, where they destroy the evidence, or the Sandy Hook, they tear the building down. What was the other one? What was it called? David Hogg one. like Douglas Jackson, Stoneman Jackson, or what, I can't remember the name of that David Hogg one. They did the same thing though. They come and just tear the whole school down like instantly. It's like a crime scene, and then they come and like tear the whole thing down. That to me is is a tell, in my opinion. Okay, yeah. Somebody in the chat or in the comments says they're chair legs. Yeah, if you look at it, there's a chair laying down here. Let's see if I can make this bigger. It's because the dipshit, whoever sees this, believes in the trapdoor theory, so then everything's a trapdoor. Any line on the ground they're gonna see is a trapdoor. Is a chair, I'm guessing, is that? They're saying it's so hard to tell. I mean, where's the 4K shit, right? Like, we're in 2020. We're almost in 2026. Where's the damn 4K pictures? What phone is taking a picture that looks like that? It's like a T-Mobile Sidekick phone or something type picture. And here's Candace talking about it more.
Exactly behind where Charlie was sitting. Here's that maybe it's a water pipeline. I don't know, but there it is under the flag. And to your right, I went into my tips line and I saw that somebody had messaged me about this. More than one person messaged me about this. They're like, hey, yeah, there's like a whole underground thing there. And to your right, you're observing those two little boxes. And they told me that was a trap door. Now, I'm not.
So totally unsubstantiated rumor, and any anonymous person, if she's not making it up completely, any anonymous person could have just emailed her and said, yeah, dude, it's a total trap door. There's pipes and shit in there, whatever. And she's like repeating it like it's an unverified bullshit, basically. Ancient Waves, Modern Games, threw down $4.99 in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. He said, there's so many ridiculous takes about this. Imagine if actually real and motherfuckers just lost in the truther formula. Hilarious optics. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, there's really no way to know. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect your life until this is now being used to push through some kind of legislation, whatever that may be. You gotta post hoc it later, right? And like rebuild it from the black box later, because they're not pushing for gun control, but it's more like the legislation against the people that were dancing on his grave online. So like anti-free speech legislation, basically. I think that's where they're going with it, or one part of it. Obviously, there's many moving parts, and it does seem, even if it's real, and especially if you don't believe it's the furry on the roof, then it's definitely something that was planned for a while, at least a while, if not for a long time. They found a trap door at the exact spot Charlie Kirk was gunned down. Days later, the entire crime scene was demolished, cleared, and the music gets them every time too. All you got to do is, if you have this music, people will believe it. They got the Masons out there laying bricks. Daggone Masons, man. Well, that's the trapdoor. So either the shooter comes out from there, or Charlie Kirk's still alive and they just like drug him down there into the subterranean sewers. Wait, right? Okay, this is the X. I do like these little X posts. They try to like call it out and correct it. These are utility or maintenance access doors commonly used in sidewalks or buildings to provide workers access to electrical, plumbing, or other infrastructure. They're not trap doors. Well, is it from the place though? Is this from the actual? Because whether or not you call it a trap door or an access door or whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, it looks like that because he was inside the shape of like a pentagon or like a home plate. The angles are matching there, and I know they went over the ground that was there. Yeah, Candace Owen believes Charlie Kirk's shooter popped up through a trapdoor like Houdini and shot him and disappeared into the sewers like a Ninja Turtle. Now, I would say Candace's arc is going to be interesting as she gets in. She might just die of natural causes, right? Like nothing fishy at all. It's totally natural, guys. Trust us. Trust us, guys.
Was a hatch door nearby?
She's just exposing way too much truth here.
Then we can assume, as we should always assume with colleges, obviously stadiums, there's always an underground path. So I'm wondering if the federal government has explored the possibility that somebody could have been under Charlie and done that while everyone's looking around and thinking that a shot went off from here, if that was just maybe like decoy number 2 and actually Charlie was shot from beneath him, which then could maybe explain why there was no exit wound. Again, I'm theorizing because I have a right to. I have a right to think. And
she's also bringing transvestigations mainstream with that Mac Brown's wife. Transvestigations was a fringe, like truther shit was fringe, and transvestigation was like a fringe subset of like trutherisms. And now this is like big time mainstream shit. Everyone's a reversal, including me. I get comments all the time. You and your wife are reversals and blah, blah. Fucking people are nuts, dude. Like, oh, look at the hand. One finger's longer than the other. That proves you're a woman. Fucking nuts, dude. I've seen some burly women in my time. Like my aunt, my grandma. They were like tall and big. Like, guarantee everyone would say that they were trannies around today. This is the trapdoor. Fucking trapdoor theory. That's pretty crazy. New Edge Design says Candace is AJ 2.0. She DEI AJ. So she is. Erica Kirk clarifies family was absent during Charlie Kirk's assassination. So were the kids weren't there? I heard the kids were there. See, it's all like I heard, like shit you just read. Now here's the drone theory. And now this is some like Jeff Snyder type shit right here. Jeff Snyder posts these exact same videos and says they're like, he calls them dragons, but I don't think he means like a biological dragon. I think he's talking about they're like UFOs. He calls them dragons. It's literally like a fly. That shit's like a fly or a moth or something. Dude.
You guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe. Okay, be safe. Bye.
The comment on this one says there's 2 drones. They're both owned by Anduril. One is called Bolt, which seems to be an observer drone, while the other is called Anvil. Anvil is interesting because the video Anduril has out implies it is loaded with what looks like some sort of small caliber pistol rounds and can travel to speeds up to 200 miles per hour. I believe Kirk was sadly assassinated by an Anduril Anvil drone that was deployed by the Bombardier when it descended to 600 feet and slowed to near stall speed. So yeah, somebody at my work was also talking about that one too. They were like, yeah, I read on X, like some plane came and like slowed down and then looped back around or whatever to pick the drones up or something. Crazy. So this right here, again, more blurry Bigfoot footage. You look at what the actual, don't look at the enhanced or the expanded one. Look at where the actual original one. It's literally like a butterfly or something. But this is also a truther thing to put up videos and say it's a dragon. I'm looking at a UFO mothership or whatever. It's not the mothership. It's the ones that come out of the mothership. Whatever you call that, like a scout or whatever. Yeah, Ancient Wave says water cooler conspiracy talk is hilarious. Yeah, and these are people like a lot of us are, 10 years deep into this or whatever. These are people that not that long ago were calling you a schizo, right? Like like COVID. They were like, "Oh, this dude's schizo. He doesn't believe in COVID." No, they don't believe this at all. But they'll believe this. It was a fucking drone.
Which is this new video evidence. And I think so. We talked about the inconsistencies on the.
This is a video going in depth into that he was killed by a drone. 7 minutes. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but let's see if we can find. I'm talking about it.
Tyler Robinson piece of this. Now let's get to. I want to show some new footage here. So what we're seeing here is some new footage.
I gotta watch out in case it gets too. Can't show the real stuff on YouTube, unfortunately.
We have it blowing off over the back of his head. And at the same time now, we have evidence that's showing some device on Charlie's shirt that looks like it gets detonated. And you see this huge puff of air blow up his shirt, while at the same time, that was the first video that we seen where you could actually see, like it looked like a little cloud of smoke, a little cloud of air. I don't know what that was, but it was.
So here, from the privacy of your own home, you just click around a little bit on X, and you're solving an international murder mystery. You're right there. You're the detective, and all you're doing is you're tapping your phone with your thumb, and you're the investigator. This is how crazy this shit is. People are like, yeah, this is it.
So here's a DJI microphone. These are wireless lapel mics, and this uses a magnet. This is a very strong magnet here. It's even hard to pull off, and it just like clips on the shirt. So you would put that on your front of your shirt, and it just would clip right there to the back, and that microphone would be facing his mouth to pick up his speech and sort of any sort of ambient noise. But it's a really good, I think, omnidirectional microphone, right? You know more about this, Ryan, than I would, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You're spot on. So in John Bray's reporting, he's basically...
They got like a fake Lauren Boebert here. Got like a fake Bob Saget here in the middle. And I don't know who the guy on the right is supposed to be.
Basically went down and did a breakthrough of how you could basically remove a percentage of the battery from that device. Obviously, if you're a foreign intelligence agency and you have the ability to create and make all of these devices, we've seen it with the pagers before.
Yeah, this is the whole thing too. It was the Jews, obviously, right? It's the Jews. Michael A says his own mic was a Mossad gun. Yeah, we'll get into that too. I got that up here. So because of this rumor that he was, well, I guess he did start to speak out a little bit about Epstein and all that, but mostly it's like a rumor that he was going to slightly start to go or question Israel. Then Israel's like, no, we got to risk it all in front of the whole world and do this multi-man, multi-point operation, which could go horribly wrong. And there's all kinds of cameras on everyone's face. We're going to do that instead of like privately off this guy, off camera, where no one would know. And we could blame it on anything. We could just run the guy over somewhere, right? Seems pretty risky operation to me, but I'm not Israeli intelligence. There it is again. There's more. So these people, they double down. They see the drone theory. They believe it. The music right here, the music gets them. So they're gonna find any video they can, any bug in the air, maybe there may be a real drone there, right? Like you would think this guy, if he had real security, they'd be flying a drone after Trump. They'd at least have a drone go up. Yeah, dude, that's a fucking absolutely an insect. There's no doubt about it. Ridiculous, bro. I swear, if they didn't have the music, nobody would believe it. Mossad sent one of their agents on 60 Minutes to brag about how they run the script for the entire world. Now, this will be relevant later, but let's watch this while we're here.
How did you convince Hezbollah to buy this?
Well, obviously, they didn't know that they were buying it from Israel.
Who did they buy it from, or think they were buying it from?
We have an incredible array of possibilities of creating...
It must be archaics, bro. Look at the glasses.
...foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel. Shell companies over shell companies who affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. And the world is our stage.
Bam! But we'll get into that one later. It's a good one. On here. Gotta be careful so it's not like. Yeah, when you go frame by frame, one of the better ones I've seen is Russian vids on Rumble. I meant to actually have that up and I don't. Should. and this is what I'm saying when it's Fisher Price. My first conspiracy is, look at this. I don't understand if this was all staged and Erica Kirk is faking. What is there to gain? The bitch became a billionaire overnight. What is there to gain? She could become a politician at will. She doesn't have to do anything. She has the sympathy. She could anything, right? And they're saying like, what does she have to gain? Crazy. I want to leave this one up because I want to come back to this world as our stage one. Hold on. Where am I here? Okay, trapdoor, we did that. I'm going to get rid of that one. There it is. Okay, now get into this. Now the new one, or maybe not the newest one, but a few days ago it's a 7D hologram. So it's like a hologram you can like interact with and you can smell it or something, like the super advanced hologram.
He never got shot.
Whoops.
He was down.
Hold on.
All of you have noticed online that a lot of people are talking about, why are these people allowed to be in this canopy? Why isn't this marked off and taped off as a crime scene? And why is this guy in the white shirt taking the most very important camera down? What do you think is the most very important camera there? Why is he taking it down? Well, here's why. Because it's not a crime scene. A crime didn't take place here, and that's not a camera. Now, before I tell you what it is, I want you to get a real good look at it as he's taking it down. Anybody figure out what it is yet? Okay, here's what it is.
And the music, bro, is a huge part of it. I think people, or some people, may not understand. As soon as that music hits them, and it gauges them so hard that it sucks them in just like 3 times as much as if it's just a normal guy talking.
It's called a hologram projector. And if you don't believe me, you can go look them up online. And they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Usually $20,000 to $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for these things. And they come in different varieties. Now, Hollywood calls them hologram stage projectors. Now, you see how Charlie's little tent there is a perfect square? And as you can tell, it's 10 foot squared, 10 foot all the way around.
As you can tell, it's not 10 and a half. It's not 11 foot. It's not 12 or 13 foot. It's 10 foot square.
On each square, and it's about 9 foot tall. That's because it has to be for the projection to work. Now, let's explain.
For smaller spaces, the projectors can be configured with mirrors to elongate the projection path and maintain picture integrity. Eyeliner displays ideally require a minimum footprint of 10 feet square and a height of 9 feet to show full-size human figures. What you are seeing is a reflected image which is so true and realistic to the original, it has become known as a virtual image. Many people perceive what they are seeing now as a 3D hologram. In fact, it is a 21st century take on a mid-19th century visual effect known as Pepper's Ghost, showing now on the relay screens. Thanks in part to the amazing optical properties of the eyeliner foil, combined with the light and picture output of Christie Digital high-definition projectors, the image has depth and opacity that actually supersedes the scale and definition of traditional 3D hologram.
Like I said before, 10 foot squared, 9 foot tall.
10 foot square, 9 foot tall.
This canopy was made this size for a purpose.
You ever been to the canopy store? There's only a few sizes, bro.
Because it is a hologram stage projection that you guys were watching.
These performers are holograms.
Every series, we take one step closer to achieving all of the sci-fi dreams.
It's pretty cool. You'll never have to miss a gig again. The gig can come to you.
We traveled to Paris to meet Ian O'Connell, director of the company that put this show on.
I recall we were being asked to produce a show from London to Florida where the interaction between the musicians and the audience
Yo,
is natural.
how many collars did that guy have on? Holy shit. What's going on here, bro? Got the cable knit sweater and then like 3-4 different collars underneath that one.
Where the interaction between the musicians and the audience would be as natural as two people being in the same room. And for all of us, it was an experience that we'll never forget.
So how do they beam this band in live?
It's incredible that this really is a remote live gig. The signal from London takes less than 1/3 of a second to go all the way around the world and be projected as a hologram on the stage in the US. As well as the hologram making it feel like the band are actually in the room with the audience, the band can see the audience and actually interact and respond to what they're doing.
I want to see this shit in real life. I'm seeing it on a 2D screen just like you guys. This could be total cap. This could be like some kind of like fundraising type video to try to get some angel investors because I want to see it. Wouldn't they still look flat if it's being projected? I don't know.
This is a whole new take on live music. But how are the images so good that it looks like the band are really on stage?
They look so lifelike because of the angle of the light and the reflective material called mylar that creates this holographic effect.
The mylar screen is semi-transparent. The reflective surface reflects the images where the light falls on it, but where the light doesn't fall on it, the audience can see through it. So it looks like there's a person standing on the stage and that there's no screen at all.
The projector receives the video signal and projects it down from the ceiling.
What I really love about this is that you get the effect of a 3D hologram without those stupid glasses.
I still believe.
Crazy. Have you seen the whale jump out of the basketball court? It's in my intro, bro. Yeah, I saw that years ago. It's in the intro to the TV or to the. Oh, here it is. Wait, it's a hologram. It says. What about the trap door? This shit's like spiraling. These people have no idea how to like discern what's real.
Watched a few minutes of this video.
In the picture.
Doing all.
Same fucking guy. Had this shit on my Instagram years ago too. This guy.
Ground without a trail of blood anywhere because he never got shot. He was down in there. He went down into this little utility room or whatever this is underneath this trap door, the stage area where he was sitting. Okay, the assassination took place with a hologram, and then if you notice, all the guys, when he supposedly falls to the ground, all the security guys surround him. You can't see nothing. They raise the trap door up, and Charlie comes out. That's why they blur the video, so you can't see him come out, and then they pack him to the SUV. Not an ambulance, not anything like it would normally be.
Yeah, there's no ambulance there, dipshit. You gotta assume if it's real, it just happened. The dude was leaking bad. You'd have to get him anyhow you could to some kind of medical. So this guy's saying because they didn't put him in an ambulance, that's not real.
To the SUV without a trail of blood anywhere.
But that is true. They did bring him. I saw other angles of this. They bring him, they rush him to the SUV. And there's no blood on his shoes. There's no blood on the ground. But I don't think to say that it's because it's not an ambulance that proves it's not real. That's pretty dumb.
Because he never got shot. He was down in there the whole time. The hologram part.
the hologram
was taking place. It's really, really simple. It's complicated, but it's simple if you think about it. I'm giving you what I believe because I understand the technology that we have, okay?
Understand them technologies. Understand them technologies, brother. That's the 7D hologram. 150 people in here. Could y'all take a second, hit that thumbs up for me? Does it even work? Does it help the algorithm at all? Because I've been stuck at the same number of subscribers for years. It's called shadow ban, brother. I understand the technologies. All right, man. That was that one. All right. Now, finally, we're getting somewhere with this. With the new angle that was released. I don't know if it was released today or maybe yesterday, the new angle. This one here kind of puts it all the different pieces together. But there's still even more after this. Now, this is Stu Peters, if you guys know Stu Peters. Literally from KDWB in Minnesota, the top 40 pop station. He was DJ there. And then later went on to become like a Alex Jones schizo conspiracy theorist. And then the last few years, he's been leaning hard into like anti-Israel stuff. It's the Jews, like hardcore. But this, at least his theory here puts together tons of the pieces into one coherent theory.
Take a look at the Lavalier. Check this out.
Oh, way. If you want security, the Israelis know what they're doing.
This is the Israeli company that went and grabbed.
So this theory, the like lapel or whatever you call it, he calls it the Lavalier, the mic on his shirt is the actual gun that disperses a small caliber bullet. That's why it comes right out the neck.
The device or whatever it is, allegedly.
Here it is from the wide angle. Watch Charlie Kirk's right side of his t-shirt. Watch the Lavalier lapel mic. Do you see it explode? Let's bring it in just a little bit closer. Watch this. Put it in a freeze frame. That is the explosion from Charlie Kirk's Lavalier lapel mic. Want to see it again? Bring it in closer. Remember when we told you that that was absolutely an exit wound? Yeah, it is. Check the trajectory of the round that was deployed from that Lavalier lapel mic. That went directly from Charlie Kirk's lapel. That went directly from underneath Charlie Kirk's white t-shirt up through his neck and created the exit wound that we told you was an exit wound immediately when we saw that exit wound. First we had exploding pagers. Now we have exploding mics. Do you remember the vector analysis from John Bray? That proves that all of the activity came from the mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing. Remember the palm gun guy in the brown shirt, that shadowy looking guy with the sunglasses? Yeah, he pushes the detonator. Clear as day.
Counting gang violence. Great.
That's the assassin. That's the guy that pushes the detonator, which perfectly aligns with the explosion that pushes that projectile through Charlie's right side of his neck and out the left side, creating the exit wound. That might just look like the chaos that you would expect after someone was publicly executed in broad daylight in front of 3,000 people. But in no way did that trigger man, that assassin in the brown shirt with the sunglasses, act alone. We have video now from Destiny that shows the handoff of this remote detonator.
Damn, from Destiny solved the case. The guy in the brown, that's the guy that touched a slave, gives him the detonator in this theory.
We had John Cullen on the program last week, and he made a great point about ballistic acoustics being altered to hide the location of the real shooter. Well, the same can be said to distract from the fact that there was no shooter. Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk. This guy, brown shirt guy, he's the assassin.
Oh. At least this theory like encompasses a lot of many different of the pieces and puts it into one coherent theory. I just don't, to me, I don't get why you would do that publicly unless you want to say, oh, they're Israel, the Jews, they're sending a message to anyone that wants to ever question Epstein or Israel. I mean, that's totally Pandora's box is open. That shit's been out of the bag for a long time. There's no putting that bag. And I would argue that all that is allowed by Israel and promoted by them. They're the ones pushing these theories out. Epstein, Honeypot, and all that shit. They want it out there. You're not telling anybody anything new that they've never heard. Damn, this is Portland. Portland right here.
Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of unreality.
Bam. All right, so Stu Peters solved the case, right? Well,
take a look at the Lavellier. Check this out.
Definitely is an interesting theory that encompasses a lot of the different moving pieces. Monsoon says, post-truther, time to rename. You pretend your ego, CBO. What does that even mean, dude? I'm showing all the different theories. I'm not even done, bro. EBT says post-truther, neo-schizo. There we go. I like that one. So, did I get all these ones? Let's not forget this one. I think this one's very important.
How did you convince Hezbollah to buy this?
Well,
they're talking on 60 Minutes here about the pagers that Hezbollah bought, and then the pagers all blew up.
How did you convince Hezbollah to buy this?
Well, obviously, they didn't know that they were buying it from Israel.
Who did they buy it from, or think they were buying it from?
We have an incredible array of possibilities of creating foreign companies that have no way being traced back to Israel, shell companies over shell companies who affect the supply chain to our favor. We create a pretend world. We are a global production company. We write the screenplay. We're the directors. We're the producers. We're the main actors. The world is our stage.
How did you convince?
What have I been saying on the channel for years? I say actor-based reality. The world is a stage. The new one everyone's looking at now, they're all looking into Erica Kirk. Due to the, I got some stuff on Erica Kirk tonight. Due to the seemingly lack of remorse and everything like that, how are you so composed when your husband just got his brains blown out on a live stream, and then half the population was mocking him on TikTok and everything like that? Yeah, Land of the Blind said, yeah, he loves how the broke sheep. Sent millionaire Charlie's wife $5 million in donos. Yeah, the guy's already living in a $6 million house. Monsoon, you are old news, CBO. Garo showed this one yesterday. I could go to the original source of this one, but I like Garo. This is Jurassic Liars, if you don't know. And he showed the one Erica Kirk video from, I don't know, yesterday. I think this one was trending, or maybe 2 days ago. Losing track of time.
All right. Now.
So she was in this music video. Emerson Drive, she's my kind of crazy.
I don't know. But anyway, so it's she's my kind of crazy. And here she is right here. Let me get a better image of this.
Look at Jurassic. I was talking about how we just love to spurg out on this shit and all that. Look at this dude's table. It's just covered in his little note cards. Hold on, let's see if I can get a little better. It's kind of hard to see. There's just stacks and stacks and stacks of his note cards where he writes out his numerology, and he's got like 3 different ways he does the numerology. And this dude just has stack. You become obsessed with it. You love it, man, at this point.
Where is it? And like I said, I don't want to play this song because it's going to get a copyright. All right. Now, later in the video, okay, let me just show you what we see later in the video. So it's just some country song. And by the way, the guy in the truck with her, see, she's in the truck right here. See this guy right here? You're not going to believe what his name is in real life.
I swear to God, that looks like the shooter.
Okay, but we'll show you in a minute. Let's just go to the part where, hold on. Oops. What did I do? I told you. Okay, anyway, so let me show you. So they're in Vegas, and she's about to go zip lining. What's going on? Why is this not working, man? Okay, right there, you see? She's about to go zip lining. Look at this. Look what she passes by. Watch this.
Damn, that's just crazy.
She's flying. Look at this. Look what she passes by. Watch this.
910, 1010. So she goes right by the 910. That's crazy, bro. So this is why EBT had a great stream the other night. I asked him to unprivate it. I don't know if he did or not. Oh, he made it public. He just said it. So right what I'm talking about. I do definitely want to play EBT. We had a great breakdown of not necessarily this specific incident or this Charlie Kirk or anything like that, but kind of actor-based reality. Like, why couldn't it be scripted? There's so many people that say there's no way it could be scripted for years. Yeah, why couldn't it? There's no reason it couldn't, actually. He said he did that. So hold on. Let me finish this, and then I think we'll go over to EBT, and then I have a lot of stuff on Erica Kirk. So you would want to stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. We're gonna dig deep into Miss Erica Kirk here tonight. Let me finish this one up. And this goes with, I'm sure you guys all saw the Snake Eyes, Nicolas Cage video of Snake Eyes, where they went to a boxing match where the boxer's name was Tyler, the Executioner, and then a guy a statesman named Charles Kirkland in the movie gets shot in the neck at the stadium. Charles Kirkland is shot, and they're at the boxing match of Tyler, the Executioner. And it's filmed in Trump's Taj Mahal. And then you have this right here. I was watching this last night actually with my wife, and I passed the fuck out. I was so tired from work. I actually didn't see this part. This is crazy.
You see that? She's flying. So she's zip lining in Vegas. And you know that, just real quick, let me tell you.
Video was 3 minutes, 22 seconds also. Look at his note cards, bro. This dude is spurging. Shout out to Jurassic Liars. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my man Jurassic Liars.
Before you watch that, a few days before the supposed, taking out of Charlie Kirk, you know what they showed? They said that Charlie Kirk and his wife told people that they had a curse was put on them by a bunch of witches having to do with some name called Jezebel, which is a biblical thing. But some witches put a curse on Charlie. And so they were so worried that they had a Catholic priest come out and take the curse off. Obviously, it didn't work, right? But so, witches are supposedly comply, in these whatever TV shows, movies, whatever the hell. But so she's flying, get it? And what does she fly by? Look what this number is. Look at that. 9/10. That's the day that Charlie Kirk was supposedly taken out. And look at what you're seeing right underneath. Look at that. What do you see underneath? First of all, it looks like two big threes right here. If you look at the, like it looks like a 3 this way and a 3 that way, or crosses. You see like a cross here, like a double cross.
There's a couple crosses.
But look, it says Fremont, but it looks like the word freedom.
Like the shirt.
Freedom.
Damn.
Just like
I thought it said Freemason.
he had on his T-shirt.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Because my phone's messed
What
up.
does Fremont mean?
It has something to do with freedom, okay?
And in the video here, of course,
You see what I'm talking about? Because Elvis marries everybody in Vegas. You see what
Elvis is in the video, of course. Then here's the other part. That's,
right? And that's the same year she won Miss Arizona.
Hold on.
Named. Yeah, I mean, this is just unbelievable. 13 video came out 13 years ago, right? And that's the same year she won Miss Arizona. I'm trying to focus it. I can't. There it is.
I'm not kidding at all. I like Jurassic's lo-fi style. You just point a phone at another phone. That's all you need to do. And there's guys out here like QLC that say, "Oh, I can't figure out how to live stream." Like, dude, just point a phone at something. That's all you got to do.
Look at this. Somebody named Miss Arizona, USA 2012, and I think that has something to do with Trump too. Those beauty pageants. But anyway, it's look what she wrote. This is her. This is Erica Kirk writing this. What a blast, Tyler.
Damn.
And I had shooting. What is this? And that's not even right. I had shooting. Shooting, blast, Tyler.
Bam.
I mean, are you kidding me? Think about what you're saying, folks. What she's saying here. So the guy that was in that truck was named Tyler. And I'm going to prove that it was Erica and Tyler in a minute. But look what, because a blast and a shooting, get it? Shooting.
That's crazy, bro. They have to tell you, right?
You see? Look at this. Look at, and what's the name? Look at the names. You see?
Dude looks like Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You know, and you know what? He kind of reminds me of the shooter.
Dude, he totally looks like the shooter. That's got to be a shooter, right? It looks just like him.
You know, maybe this is his brother or something. Who knows, man? Doesn't he kind of look like the brother? You know? Maybe all that is filmed years ago. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this whole thing was filmed.
Zooming in, man. Crazy shit.
This channel.
We go to Mr. Enslaved by Truth's page because I thought he made a great point about this stuff that a lot of people may miss or may overlook. And so if you're not subscribed to young Mr. EBT, go subscribe to @Enslaved by Truth. You'll see the Cash Cab guy there, or that's the little Hanson Robotics robot. We know it's Ben Bailey, though. We know Ben Bailey is the guy with the knee on George Floyd. Let me get to this point that he made that I thought was really... He's kind of reacting. He's not debating Jim Bob, reacting to Jim Bob. And I think it's really... This is like classic EBT right here. Deep into the nuance and the distinctions. Not sure where it exactly starts, so give me a minute.
Of a controlled in Jim Bob's stream earlier today, he was critiquing my concept. When I knew what he was talking about. I just randomly put it because I knew it was triggering. I put the actor-based reality in there.
Yep, started at perfect
Now,
time.
a lot of people will take actor-based reality on a very surface level. A very surface level, they'll understand.
I'm gonna go get
actor-based
more
reality.
wine. I will be right back.
You know, and this is not like a tooting the horn or jacking ourselves off, but now whether or not where the term actor-based reality actually has ground zero at, that's debatable. But me and Drew were using this term for a very long time. Early on, when the term was gaining prominence. Now, early on, what the hashtag actor-based reality was referring to most often was the idea that you had one actor that was playing multiple roles, right? So, like, it would be like comparisons, like, oh well, um, it's like the Alex Jones what the fuck, Bill Hicks, right? That was often what was termed as an actor-based reality. You had one actor that would play multiple roles. That was one of the very surface level explanations of what actor-based reality was. But then it goes even deeper into
And I agree. Let me just bounce off from here for a minute. I agree, and I did kind of promote or talk about that a lot at one point. Like Candace Owens plays Macron's wife or whatever, right? Like any of these types of things. To me, that's kind of irrelevant now. It's more that the person on the world stage, that's a household name. They've been put there and groomed their whole life. Charlie Kirk, any of these people, you don't even know that they're real people. It could be Disney on Ice, like a different person behind a mask, a different person on like a Snapchat filter to make it look like that. You don't really see these people ever in your real life. And I'm not saying that is what it is, but that's one of the possibilities. So it's not just one person plays two or three different actors on the world stage. That, like he says, that is the surface level of it. And people kind of see that and get turned off by it. The only one that's for sure 100% true is Dr. Fauci is CC DeVille from the band Poison.
a scripted reality, right? And this is one distinction that I think needs to be made as far as something can be pre-scripted, right? Organized from the get-go, and everything's playing out per script. And then you could have events that maybe might be real and can be post-scripted, right? Either way, the outcome is still the same, where it's kind of a controlled I don't want to say controlled narrative, because a lot of times it's not even about, and we see this with the Charlie Kirk thing, it's not even about actually selling one narrative at all. Actually, it's more of selling this like octopus of narratives for people to attach to, and it's like branch theory for these events, right? It's cognitive conundrum, is what I like to say. But definitely Lush ties into this. And when I was thinking about this earlier, and I was thinking, like, because I've always kind of been, I just don't like the idea. Well, I just don't think it's well thought out about the idea that somehow that,
speed this up a little bit, this part at least.
I guess what I would say is that oftentimes in the truther narratives, when it talks about Lush, it's more of like a materialistic kind of conception of it, to an extent, like as if it's some kind of like usable energy source or something, which conceptually it is a usable energy source, right? We can see the manipulation of the energy for this event like none other. But back to like the idea of this being a manufactured grief process, right? For one, there's the obvious surface level of that, where they were pretty much coming out and saying, like, basically you can't be against Charlie Kirk, right? You must grieve Charlie Kirk. You must flag at half staff. You must not say bad thing about Charlie Kirk, right? And everybody's talking about this Snake Eyes movie connection. We'll look at that a little bit later on. That's interesting. But that's also part of this manufactured grief process, right? Oftentimes, when you're grieving after a traumatic event, you will go into a state of don't want to say necessarily. I mean, you do go into a state of delusion, but oftentimes maybe it's like a parallel mania. I don't know if that's the correct term, but you'll start to draw parallels between things that maybe are not direct parallels. And I'm not saying that the Snake Eyes movie isn't, because from what I've heard, it's pretty great. Pretty great.
Yeah, it's whatever you read into it. And this is what I meant to say earlier in my like initial monologue. I totally forgot. That's the part of the live stream. Forget like the most important things you want to say. To me, a lot of this stuff reminds me of like the Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz thing. It's just however you read into it, bro. Like the Wizard of Oz, you know, it's a movie. The scenes are constantly changing. The mood of the movie is changing. There's like an ebb and flow to the movie. The same thing with an album. Like the chords are progressing, things are happening, the mood is changing in the album. So you could sync up almost any record, I bet, to it, and you could find certain points where like the record or the songs on the music are changing chords and everything, or mood, and at the same time that it's changing in the movie. So it's almost the same kind of thing where you could play anything and read into it. It's whatever you want to read into it. And this is why I wanted to play this, because this is what he talks about. Everything's being perceived through a certain person's lens.
Crazy connections there, right? So, you know, like Bulliard, I think there's a quote from Bulliard where he's kind of critiquing the idea of the medium is the message, but like the idea that the information itself like devours the content, right? So this constant push out of this information and the way that it's perceived and sold, right? Like these are information brokers, right?
Bam.
we're basically at a strip mall of information, right? And it depends on what store you're going into, you know. And it's kind of like branded, right? It's kind of like, you know, Nike or Reebok or you know, whatever, right? Adidas, New Balance. They're all shoes, right?
Crocs.
Different brands, different images, sold to different demographics.
Shit's really deep. I know EBT likes to fuck around and shit post online with me, stuff like that. These are some classic EBT-isms here. That's why I definitely wanted to play this one.
And so like, these are like information brokers out here. Information whores. I don't know.
Yeah, that cigarette's been done for a couple minutes. He's still sucking on that motherfucker.
I get halfway to these things and I'm like, damn it, dude. I'm like a guy just saying shit on the internet. Like, and oftentimes I don't like guys that are just on the internet saying shit.
Hey, but we've been saying shit on the internet longer than all these other guys, so fuck them guys.
But right now I'm a guy on the internet saying shit. So anyways, let's get into a little bit of this, and then maybe we can roll with it.
He's getting into the
Let me get the share screen up here. Feel like he does entertain a multitude of ideas for the most part, for most things, and particularly with this event, I feel like he is. But then when he does these monologues, sometimes the way that I feel like he's explaining this particular situation, like I wonder really kind of what what's going on with it, with his thought process. Like, I'm really not.
Damn, numbers are going up. EBT drawn in the crowd here. Make sure you subscribe to EBT and hit the thumbs up.
Not quite sure on it. Like, I feel like I can see the conflict within his own brain, like through the screen when he's talking about these things.
Also, shout out to Jimbo.
He's looking at these other things, but I guess I really don't understand where he's going.
Trying to skip
with
ahead
the
to
way
the next part.
the way he's making this out, and I to an extent I do make that it turns into something else.
Script, but that doesn't work. It doesn't work that everything's a script.
Why?
Test it. In a very controlled environment, try to write your own script.
Okay, so this is one of the concepts that I just mentioned, right? Everything can be a script.
Absolutely.
It can be pre-scripted or it can be post-scripted. Either way, everything is going to be a script because everything is going to be being seen through the lens of the personal observer, right? Everything's going to be going through the lens of the worldview of the person that is observing and essentially consuming. We're consuming this information, right? We are consumers of this information. So it 100% is scripted. But it's either pre-scripted or it's post-scripted or it's both. But it can't be neither, right?
Big old bam.
And this is actually an internal critique of Jim Bob's worldview because he doesn't believe in a neutral position. He doesn't believe in the concept that anybody could have a neutral position, a neutral outlook, a neutral worldview on anyone, on anything, right? So let's do an internal critique. You're saying there is no neutral view. So that means everything is either pre-scripted or post-scripted, right? You would think a presuppositionalist would understand this concept.
Damn, God is ass.
Everything is pre-scripted or post-scripted, or both, but it can't be neither. Okay, that's my axiom that I'm going with. That's the axiom I just made.
Great EBTism right there. It could be pre-scripted for years. One of my favorite streams I did, if you go on my channel, it's called Donald Trump, Reality TV Final Boss, or Sent from God, or something like that. I don't even know the name. It's something like that. No, Reality TV Final Boss is like the main part of it. And I go through Donald Trump's life and I lay it out. Is this guy, it's one of two things. The dude is either they have a script for his whole life. It might not even be a dude, right? It could be different people under masks or Snapchat filters. It doesn't necessarily have to be one dude. It's a character presented to you in a movie. And when you look at Donald Trump's life, what he said on Oprah Winfrey in 1988 or whatever it was, 87, maybe before that, 84, there's interviews with him talking about, I want to be the guy that brings peace to the Middle East. Nuclear. It's too dangerous. We got to disarm everyone. The only way I'd run for president is if if no one else would do it, and then I was the only person that could save the world or whatever. Whatever. That's not exactly how he says it, but that's kind of the gist of it. The only way you can perceive that is if there's a group of people that write this script. Somebody in the chat earlier said it's scripted by AI, and it very possibly could be. There's a long-term script that I would put at least 50 years, and I'm sure there's goals of 100, 200, 300 years where they want to get people to. So whoever's writing the script, Israel, or whoever those people are behind Israel, maybe possibly even interdimensional demons or something, right, that are giving them this information. They have places they want to get humanity to at certain points. They can pick a person, Donald Trump, who is L. Ron Hubbard's moonchild, right? We talked about that in a previous stream. L. Ron Hubbard created a moonchild on June 14th. What was it, 1946 or whatever the year is that Trump's born, the exact day. And Aleister Crowley talks about it. You could pick this guy and say, you're this dude. We're going to give you fame and fortune. We're going to give you women. We're going to give you whatever you want. But we need you here, right here in 2025. Whenever this final play is coming, we need you in 2028. So we need you to dedicate your life. We need you to not drink alcohol, which Donald Trump doesn't drink alcohol. We need you to not do drugs. You can just do that for us. We got your whole life covered. We're gonna make sure you have fame and fortune and power, everything you need, and we'll make sure, even after you're dead, that you are memorialized and you have a hell of a legacy. And if Donald Trump's willing to go along with that, they can script out his whole life. He's president when he's 70 years old, 7 months, 7 days, whatever the hell that one was. You guys know the numbers, and there's no reason it couldn't be scripted. The only reason that people think it couldn't be scripted is because they don't even know what they're going to eat for dinner tomorrow, including myself. Well, I guess right now I have a brisket on the smoker. On the Weber kettle, not even the smoker. I'm smoking a brisket, so I know what I'm eating tomorrow. But 6 out of 7 days, I don't know what I'm going to eat the next day. It's almost inconceivable for people to think that there could be some 50-year plan. They're going to build some buildings, make them become the face of New York. They're going to become synonymous with New York. And when they were built, they knew the day they were going to bring them down. And why? They want to MK Ultra you. They could put Charlie Kirk in there and live his whole life out. Hey, now we're going to run you under the trap door. Whatever. It doesn't matter how or how they do it. They're going to traumatize the masses. The hardest part for people to understand is that they know where technology will be in these years and years down the road. They know they got to get 9/11 out before there's a smartphone in everyone's hand. They know when Charlie Kirk happens, there is a smartphone in everyone's hand. They have to do it a different way. Easy to ascribe the prescription after the fact. Absolutely. No, I agree with you. It is easy to ascribe it. But when time after time, you can look at it and you can see like, hey, bro, how could this guy... And the only other option, like I said from the video I was shouting out earlier, is and I'm 100% open to this, is that it is ordained by God. It's all orchestrated by God, and the war between God and Satan. These things that we just saw, the Erica Kirk with the Tyler, had a blast shooting with Tyler. This could be a woman that's in bed with the devil, so to speak, not a physical devil. But if she sold her soul to the devil to do things like this, then maybe God won't allow these things to be going unseen and puts those clues out for people to see. I'm totally on board with that, actually. But to even go one step further, I believe it's planned by men to make it seem like like playing out biblical prophecies, acting them out to make it seem like, yeah, the Bible's true and all that. Doesn't mean the Bible's not true. They want to create this counterfeit Christianity, false light, which you see coming through right now with the Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA, the Charlie Kirk funeral. And now Erica Kirk's going to slowly become, she's going to be the face of Jesus. She's going to be, I'm Jesus' handler, basically. That's where she's going to be as we go down the road. I feel like that's where it's going to go. Maybe not, but that's what it seems like to me. Let's get into Erica Kirk, and then I won't mind even coming back to this EBT-ism for a little bit. Erica Kirk, this is the Jurassic one. I think I'm done with that one. Maybe Benton can tell us what's going on here in our reality.
Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of unreality.
Bam. I need to figure out a way. I just press a button and that comes up. All right, give me 1 second here. Let me get up my screen here of all the... How do I share this screen? Hold on. I'm going to get into Miss Erica Kirk. I just got to figure out how to share this screen. Give me 1 second. Do this. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay. Who is Erica Kirk? Where is this? I apologize for not having this prepared like I should have. I am a father to a bunch of kids, and I spend all my time working, so my time is limited. There we go. Into some of this here. Do I like scroll up? Okay. Erica Kirk, born Erica Francevy. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Erica Francevy won Miss USA pageant November 2011 on her 23rd birthday, which qualified her to represent Arizona in the 2012 Miss USA national competition. At the time, the Miss USA pageant was part of the Miss Universe organization, which was co-owned by Donald Trump from 1996 to 2015. She competed in the Trump-owned Miss USA event, but did not place in the top 15. Erica stated her mother, Lori Francevy, I don't know if I'm saying these right, Lori Francevy, was involved with the government, Homeland Security, and Department of Defense. She holds a master's degree from the University of Cincinnati and serves as the chairman and founder of multiple companies, including AZ Tech, G Tech, and E3 Tech, part of the E3 Tech group, which she has worked as principal CEO. Her father, Kent Francevy, I can't even say the word, Francevy, background is as a program research director at AZ Tech International, a small Arizona-based firm providing earned value management consulting for U.S. defense and space programs. He was also, that's like Billy Carson, right? He was also the architect for one of President Trump's buildings. I've actually looked into that. He's actually not the architect, but he does own an architect firm which employed the architect that did do Trump's buildings. There's a distinction there. Erica Kirk coincidentally ran into her future husband on an Israel trip. Quote, in the snake of the ticket line. Remember Donald Trump and the snake poem? She said, quote, nothing is by mistake. Nothing is a coincidence. Remember when she was on stage, she said, I forgive the person who killed him. What if she's the person that killed him? Charlie Kirk's mother was a mental health counselor and former trader at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Kirk's father, Robert, was an architect whose firm designed the Trump Tower in New York City. Again, yes, the firm was part of it. The dad himself wasn't the guy that did it. I have a bunch of these different screenshots I'm going to share. Hopefully I can get a nice little order on them. So just give me a moment here. Oh, now how do I switch the damn... Not sure what everyone's seeing here. Hold on. You're just seeing my desktop now. Damn, how do I... Okay, I just drag it onto the desktop. Okay, now I got it all figured out. Okay. Yeah, her parents were Kent and Lori Francevy. Lori retained the Francevy name post-divorce. Provo, 3.499. Live Truth Ring in progress. Appreciate you. Ancient Waves. Who's hosting the after party? You, brother. I'll lump them all into your stream. Set it up. Her parents divorced when she was young, and Lori raised Erica as a single mother in Scottsdale, Arizona, in a Catholic household. Both parents have backgrounds in IT, technology, and security-related fields. Kent is described as Program Research Director at AZ Tech International. Lori is the chairman and founder of companies like AZ Tech, G Tech, E3 Tech, specializing in computer and network security. Then there's a company called Intelemet and the Francevy family's involvement. Intelemet International appears to be a technology company focused on computer-aided tools for assessing risks critically and vulnerability in business enterprises and organizational processes. It develops software like the Virtual Assessor formerly known as Maxis, used for logic analysis and security and risk management. The company has ties to Arizona, with mentions of Interlude of Arizona LLC in legal records. Lori France V is directly connected to Interlude as an investor and key figure. She's listed as an inventor on patents assigned to Interlude for computer-aided methods to access organizational processes and for criticality, vulnerability, risk, logic analysis in business enterprises. The patent numbers are here. Lori was a defendant in a 2003 court case alongside the company and other executives, indicating her leadership role. Kent France V is also linked to the company, listed as retired from Interlude in Surprise, Arizona. Good one day, $9.99 on the books here. Appreciate you. Good one day. Oh, we got more. So hold on. Let me go back into my. We can get into a little bit of these here. Interlude, founded in 1993. The company's line of businesses include providing management consulting services. AZ Tech, one of those companies listed. Defense contractors include Lockheed, Raytheon, Boeing, Northrop, General Dynamics. Never heard of these other ones. Honeywell, Rolls-Royce, all the big players here. E3 Tech here. We design EMP-proof solutions to problems most people don't even think about. Risk assessment for critical infrastructure, EMP-proof solutions, cyber terrorism, mitigation, impact analysis, interdependency, human terrain studies, cultural linguistics, innovative training tools, cloud tools, hazard-hardened vehicles. Working with all these companies here on the right-hand side of the screen: Department of Homeland Security, DOE, DOD, FEMA, GSA, NGB, with all the alphabet agencies. It's the E3 Tech. Here's another one. E3 Tech Group. E3 Tech's core capabilities are entrenched in understanding on how to predict, prepare, and mitigate when natural disasters take away power and critical resources. Our extensive experience in cyber and operational intelligence are unmatched to safeguard your staff and intellectual property. E3 Tech's EMP-proof control systems are specifically built to keep infrastructure operational when all forms of energy are lost due to natural or man-made threats. Backup systems are rendered useless, and failure is not an option. E3 Tech provides consulting for your architectural designs and program management staff for the installations of complete turnkey solutions. Our professional staff holds a variety of backgrounds in performing a wide array of research and development activities ranging from advanced cyber prevention and protection analytics to drone science. We have extensive lab experience from the incubation of ideas to technical readiness level 5. Our team has collaborated with universities and worked in the semiconductor development, border protection analysis, dual fuel technology for vehicles to scientific experiment designs for NASA Mars landings. We have embarked on new control technologies to support biomass and utilization of less water and landfill advances. How we apply technology will play a central role in how we will meet environmental goals. That is E3 Tech. Hopefully I'm not missing some here. Let's see. This is the father here. Kent France V. This is little, every one of those, I forget what you call it, the person search thing, but it's got him listed as AZ Tech here. Scottsdale, Arizona. Got his, where is it? You got his, I have his obituary here somewhere. Here it is. Ready for this one? Let the memory of Carl be with us forever. Carl Kenneth Francevy peacefully passed away. Ken was born, blah, blah, blah. He's survived by his wife. Remember, though, they divorced, but the wife kept the name. So this is his new wife. His children, Kent, Kendra, Kimberly, and Carla. His grandchildren, Cassandra, Heather, Erica, and Jasmine. Okay, that's his grandchild. Remembered by all for his gentle spirit, quiet bravado, blah, blah, blah. Captain in the Army Corps of Engineers during the Pacific Theater, was awarded the Silver Star and Bronze Star in World War III, served in the Korean War, was knighted by Karl XVI Gustav, King of Sweden, for furthering Swedish and American relations, held the position of Grand Chief of the Independence Order of Vikings from 1977 to 1979. It all makes sense now. It's you in Valhalla, brother. Bam. Big old bam. Kendra, Kimberly, and Carly, KKK. Damn, I didn't notice that before. You're right. Give me a second here. Let's make sure I got all these. If I've showed this one yet. Yeah, that's the mom, founder of AZ Tech, G Tech, E3 Tech, master's degree at Cincinnati. Gotta start closing a bunch of these. I have all kinds of windows open. Here is a Facebook post from Mrs. Erica Kirk. Go to the highlighted part here. Meet Darla, a Romanian Jew that now calls Israel home. She was sitting by my family dedication sign for restoring the Zion Gate in Israel. Although her English was extremely rough, her colorful spirit matched her contagious smile as she lit up talking about the country she now calls home. Her family's dedication for restoring the Zion Gate. Erica Kirk's Jewish relatives who funded the restoration of Zion Gate in Jerusalem, dressed in Masonic apron. Hard to see exactly who that is, but where we're at with that. We also have Jack Solomon. Let me go back to the obituary. Hold on a second. So many different. Yeah. I forget the connection of Jack Solomon, actually. I think it's there's so much spurging going on here. I think this is Charlie Kirk's brother-in-law, so he must be married to Erica's sister. He's a trustee. He's a trustee for Utah Valley University. One more thing here about this guy. Can't remember the exact connection. A businessman, Jack Solomon, who's a trustee for Hebrew University. I believe he's married to Erica's sister, Jack Solomon. That's Charlie Kirk's brother-in-law. What is this one? Hold on, I'm not sure which one. This is kind of the theory that, yeah, this is the green text of basically Charlie Kirk's life here. Pro-Israel, pro-Zionist, accepted Jewish funding. Kirk begins stepping out of line, becomes critical of Israel, took a trip to White House. He was the only conservative voice telling Trump not to go to war with Iran. Trump yelled at him. Kirk went on to host Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson, and other America First personalities who are critical of Israel. Basically was the political equivalent of an atomic bomb for Charlie. Huge backlash from Netanyahu's friends. Also, Zionist donors privately texted him demanding he fall back in line, calling him an anti-Semite, etc. Kirk was generally frightened and privately told close friends he believed Israel would kill him if he turned on him, supposedly, right? The weeks leading up to the murder, he reportedly declined a personal invitation to Israel by Netanyahu. Trump told him to dial down the rhetoric. He dedicated a show to calling for the release of the Epstein files. He criticized Israel to Ben Shapiro's face. Less than 24 hours later, he shot through the throat. So they said that's why. He was such a good guy, he just couldn't overlook Israel anymore, and he got silenced for that. So if you're reading through the lines here, basically, this kind of lays it out here. Remember, another thing I didn't touch on too before was she had like a humanitarian aid thing to help children called Romanian Angels. Erica Kirk did. Erica was a model and casting director in the early 2000s. Remember on that other stream I showed, she was on that reality TV show. Can't even remember what it's called now. Erica ran an evangelical ministry in Romania that contracted with U.S. military and fostered children for adoption. The organization was based in the same area in Romania where trafficking is rampant. Now, God forbid she's not just some big-hearted woman. I know truthers like to say everyone's a pedophile and everyone's trafficking kids and stuff, but there are actually people, whether her or not, there's no way to know. There are people out here that do help these types of children, and then idiot truthers will call them, oh, you must be trying to traffic them. There are actually genuine people out here that do try to help these people. Again, I'm not saying her or not. I'm not making a claim either way. This talks about her dad. Yeah, it says supposedly he's been scrubbed. You can find a little bit about it. Kent Fransky chaired Raytheon's Israel division, has been involved in significant military projects, including the Iron Dome. The closer you look at this, the clearer the picture gets. In my opinion, this looks like Israel used Erica as a honeypot to get Kirk in their pocket, wife him up, produce a couple of kids, and suddenly Charlie has some real skin in the game and can be manipulated easily. Charlie realizes this. Instead of getting in line with the narrative, he bucks Israel, begins going against some of their finer points of morality concerning the Gaza war, begins saying the Epstein file needs to be released, which would thoroughly prove that Israel was involved in the trafficking of women to be used in blackmail scenarios against high-level officials by using Mossad agent Epstein as the facilitator. Someone please throw me a rope here as I've fallen too far down the rabbit hole. And one more. This is the Snake Eyes movie that I talked about earlier. I'm sure there's videos and all kinds of stuff about it. The cover, he's throwing up the diamond hands. Trump and Charlie throw up the diamond hands. When Trump reunites with Elon at Charlie's funeral, they throw up the diamond. In the movie, it supposedly says it's September 10th. To me, it looks like it might say possibly September 19th. It's really hard to tell, the screenshots that I've seen. And then the fighter's name is the Executioner, Tyler. His last name's Tyler. His nickname is the Executioner. Same name as the shooter, Tyler Robinson. A. Tyler is a senior officer in a Masonic lodge, responsible for guarding the lodge door and ensuring only qualified individuals enter. The Tyler, also known as the Outer Guard, holds a sword and physically and symbolically prevents cowards and eavesdroppers from infiltrating the meeting. The role emphasizes security, adherence to tradition, and upholding the integrity of the craft by allowing only worthy members to participate in the lodge's business and rituals. The Tyler. And also this movie, Snake Eyes, it was filmed in Canada, and for 2 weeks they went and filmed the boxing scenes at Trump's Taj Mahal. Make sure I got through all these things I had. I think I got through them all. And now, that's what I believe. I believe this story right here is the one you're being sold. You're being sold Erica, the honeypot. You may even say Trump. Who knows? Who knows where Trump goes with this? I don't really want to. People are going to try to hold me to some prediction. I'm kind of trying to keep everything on the table. Hate to be a fence sitter like that. There's no way to know. Nobody predicted Charlie Kirk was going to get shot. Nobody, you know. Maybe Trump arrests her later. They have Israel as the fall guy for Charlie Kirk's assassination. They have the dancing Israelis for 9/11. This could be used as to turn everyone against Israel for whatever they're going to do next. If you follow the QAnon narrative, not that I think it's true, right, to even have to say that. If you follow the QAnon narrative, it's basically save Israel for last. So if Trump wants to get out and establish, I mean, Trump could be just want it all for himself, right, and want to get in there and build the third temple or whatever he wants to do. I don't want to get too. I'm not really even trying to make a prediction or anything. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of different ways that this could go, but it does seem like that kind of the way Stu Peters laid it out. That people jump over the table, grab the mic and the detonator or whatever. Why would you do all this with all these cameras on you and everything like that? It's pretty dumb. Unless you want to take it one more step further and that the entire thing is scripted to go that direction for whatever reason. You don't have to know the who, what, when, where. You don't have to know who. You don't have to know why. You got to kind of look at it and see where they're trying to steer society, where they're trying to get the social engineering to kick in and stuff. And let me go here. It's going to take me a minute because there's a bunch of ads on the page. But if we can go to second here. One that makes the most sense to me. Wait, I gotta hit you with this one more time.
Waking dreams, surrealistic notions of unreality.
Bam. We're gonna go to Rumble. Oh, I don't want to go away from that. $200 people up in here. Can you hit the thumbs up? Cheap bastards, hit the thumbs up. It's free. Dude, I don't want his YouTube. Hold on. Find it now. I wanted to show. It shows the little hole on his neck kind of moving around. Got to be real careful too because of the. Oh, here we go. Oh, here it is. Yeah, range day, bro. Debunked. He's debunked that one. Got to be careful because it's showing the blood spilling on this one. We'll get the. I just can't on YouTube. I gotta play through these ads.
Most Americans ignore.
Folks, dementia is silently affecting millions of.
Shoe brands have been lying to you. Do you want to know why? Nobody believed me at first, but now everyone wants a pair.
Did you?
The latest headline.
TB, did you set up a stream already? I can set up people to dump people in there for you. Let me see if I can. Gotta be real careful here. I don't go too many frames forward. But if you watch the thing on his neck.
Once again, I'm going to do this so.
The little dot moves around on his neck. First thing he does before anything happens is he closes his eyes and he braces himself. Before anything happens.
Many people have missed. They have not seen. Let's just move this over slowly.
Now let's be real. Russian Vids, one of the OGs, a legend in the game. Russian Vids, also known as Call for an Uprising. No, I don't know if they're the same guy, but Call is also another legend in the game. These are OGs.
And look at this spot right here. Just move over. And it moves. You just move. Now, obviously, it went to his neck. But look at the position. I'm going to move this over around a bit, but you're going to see where that black spot, supposedly blood, of course, is going to move around his neck. I'll get into that, but let's back up here first. Again, ever so slowly, and you see that spot move over.
Now, this could tie into the what did he call it? The Lavellier or whatever. I don't even remember the damn name he called it. The mic being the weapon.
Well, the shirt looks like it's pumped full of air.
Yeah, it's like a small little airbag or something in the shirt.
Okay, look.
You can see the line coming out of the. See the lapel mic gun theory is the perfect cover for it. It's a tube full of blood. Perfect cover. Most people won't even entertain the theory. Was you want to look at all those other theories and ask which one's right, they won't even entertain this one. Did it really even happen, or was it like a stage show illusion, magic trick?
Look at that move once again. I'm going to do this so very slowly. It's going to move over to the neck area. Now it's over there. Now watch this. That spot on his neck, if that's a bullet hole, it should remain in one spot. But you're going to see this, the spot exactly in this precise location, it's going to move. It's not going to remain at the same exact spot on the neck.
Too many anomalies for it to be.
Do this here. Now watch this. Now it's moving. It just moved a bit. It was here. He moved, but the spot on the neck didn't move. That tells you there's something going on here. Let's move this
It's like a Snapchat filter or something. Just a little dot.
around. You see how it's moving over?
And then I think I got to stop it here. But then the next thing that happens is he leans over, and then the blood doesn't spill out until he like completely leans over. Be the one thing I probably can't play on. And interesting was when they interviewed all the people in the crowd, they all said he got shot in the chest.
For an event like this, they don't know what they're going to say, what they're going to do. These people are put into play, and they're basically put there to mock the masses that believe in this nonsense. At this footage with these crisis actors, and again, specifically the blonde one.
To go watch Charlie Kirk between my classes, so.
My name's Paris. I just wanted to come and watch what I thought would be a civil conversation, and it turned completely different.
Now, one thing I want to point out right away, when it comes to symbolism, she has all the diamonds, which obviously diamond is 33 numerology. Fox is 666 with the this.
But so basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden, just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is.
There's all the witnesses there said he shot in the chest. So they may see something completely different from what you see. They may see like a blood pack open up or something, and his shirt gets red or something like that. There's no way to really know, right? But then the one you see is the one maybe they pre-film it or a little bit of it, and then they can like overlay that pre-film. It's like the way I hate the way they call it AI. AI takes it out. No, it's not an AI. The computer takes out the green screen and puts a background in there. Maybe in real time, the AI, the computer can overlay the image of the bullet hole in the neck. And him in there in the white shirt, and then when he leans over, that's when you see the stuff spill out of his neck. And the AI could probably render. I hate. I'm trained to say that just by like the media. It's not an AI. The computer can render that in real time and remove the background, even the people, and project him on there easily. I think where we're at with it. Another one I wanted to show too was this real quick. I play a little bit more at EBT, getting into these ideas. Saw this one earlier today. This is something I showed years ago on this channel. I believe it was this, and it was a short. Yeah, right here.
Hey guys, if you've been following.
So the idea that these are people on the world stage, that they're wearing masks or Snapchat lenses or something like that, I don't think that's far-fetched. I showed similar technology to this maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I think in 2020 during COVID. So 5 years ago, I showed the same type of technology.
Following me for a while, you know that I've been using AI technologies for quite some time now. Most of that stuff is just me having fun, having a good time, and understanding what the technologies can do, both from a creative perspective and a business perspective. When I saw
this is the
whoops,
hey
guys,
if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been using AI technologies for quite some time now. Most of that stuff is just images expensive to run if you're going to buy it from a cloud provider. And it does a really good job. I mean, you can see that I'm moving my hands around here and it keeps up with the motion. So realize that this technology now is going.
Fucking old man becomes a big titty goth. You would definitely get catfished by this. I know you would. Yes, you would get catfished by this.
Going to be everywhere. People can
and at the same time, there's no reason to think they couldn't like alter the voice too, and in real time, where like I could talk how I'm talking now, be mapped to a different face, and even a female voice, any kind of black person's voice, whatever, instantaneously output it as the other one.
Fake your loved ones. People can deep fake your coworkers. People can deep fake you. Take your time as you're looking at videos on the internet, verify what it is that you're seeing, but you've got to have a healthy dose of skepticism in any image or video that you're seeing now.
And again, this old tech. I showed the consumer version of this like 5 years ago on this channel. Imagine the government application of this. How far ahead is it? How long ago did they have something like that? I'm gonna go back to Mr. Enslaved by Truth here, and I'm gonna go piss actually while he's talking. Give me 1 second here.
We'll say that again. Everything is either pre-scripted or post-scripted or both, but it never is it neither. Okay, that's a trutherism. We just dropped a trutherism. And that can even be extrapolated even further, depending on whether or not the event that we're describing is actually even a real event at all, right? Now, you could have a real event that is fake, a real event that is real. You know, these are all going to be distinctions and nuance within this whole, perception of what we're experiencing. But like in general, we're in this hyper reality of this media, right? And this is let me go. Where's my notes things? So, just a brief definition. Hyperreality is seen as a condition in which, because of the compression of perceptions of reality in culture and media, what is generally regarded as real and what is understood as fiction are seamlessly blended together in experiences so that there is no longer any clear distinction between where one ends and the other begins.
Bam. Give me 1 more second here while we do this. I'm going to set up the after party. I'm going to slide over to that after party when we're done, but I'm going to go back to eat. We'll have a few last words. Got to do this. Fly. Bear with me. Hit the thumbs up while you wait. How do I do the redirect? Here we go. Redirect. gonna be able. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna be able to find this real quick. Yeah, I'll let EBT roll for a minute while I figure this out.
That's the very basic definition of a hyperreality, and that's exactly where we are with this, right? And it's just so interesting with this Charlie Kirk is that they're just feeding you more and more and more of these little tidbits, these repressed memories. This is what I'm talking about with the manufactured grief process. Is like every day they're giving you this new repressed memory, right? This new memory that you need to ruminate on, right? You need to chew this memory over and over again now. Now and this memory is linked to the initial trauma that you experienced, the initial grief that you experienced. And then there's all these little peaks and valleys of all this other information that you're going to recall as you're going through the grieving process after experiencing something traumatic. This is the basis of, yeah, I see it in the chat. This is trauma bonding. This is trauma-based mind control, right? These are just realities of the human condition. Like it doesn't even have to be, and that's another distinction to be made here. And it really kind of goes to the pre-scripted or post-scripted. Either way, these things are being manipulated through a lens, one way or another. One way or another, even if you experience something, IRL, firsthand, right? It's still being perceived through a lens.
Exactly. And that's what I was showing at the beginning too, where all these people it's through their own worldview. So then it all becomes a confirmation bias and everything like that. Oh, the EBT channel is the one that's going to have. Give me one more second here. Let's see if we can find it.
Sometimes that lens is thick and you're going to start peeling off layers of it, or that lens is thin and you're going to start adding layers to it. But either way, it's a perception, right? But with this media induced hypnosis that we go through, right? Creating this simulacrum, this hyper reality, we don't there's this level of detachment, but it's not dependent on just because it's like there's this level of technology that is helping perpetuate that. Yes, the level of technology makes it much more advanced, right? Much more prominent, right? Like when we were watching Chief Talks Too Much on the
he's talking about Red Hat Prophecy,
the Red Hat Prophecy, right? We're connected by spider webs, right?
Damn.
The entire world is connected by a web. So these social contagions spread much easier, right? Much faster. But is it because of the technology? No, not necessarily. These things, this idea of hyperreality, of a simulacrum, these things exist on much more basic levels of technology and don't even necessarily necessitate having anything that most would deem as a technology. Now
he's getting into the machine lies territory here. Now there's a lot more here we can get into. I'm going to shut it down. We're going to dump everyone into the EBT channel and we can get into it over there. So I appreciate everyone that was in here. There's over 200 people in here. If you can hit the thumbs up for me, I will meet you over on the EBT side. I appreciate your time and peace out.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again.
And yes, together we will make America great again.